Today, we're going to be covering the top 10 most valuable Chipper Jones baseball cards.
Swing, high fly ball, belted right center, and the Braves have won it!
Although he was present during the junk wax era, there are still a few cards that range from a couple $100s to multiple thousands. So stay tuned for that. If you don't know who Chipper Jones was, he's a legendary Atlanta Braves third baseman, one of the best switch hitters of all time. Across his career, he was able to hit 2,700 hits, as well as 468 home runs, accumulate 85 WAR, and had a lifetime 141 OPS plus. All the cards on this list are going to be from 1991, except for number 10, which is going to be 1990. And we're going to start with that one, which is the 1990 Classic, the cheapest quote-unquote rookie card that you could find. In fact, you can find a 9 for about $5 and a 10 for $25, which is less than the cost of grading. Another classic, but this one is from 1991. This is the Classic Best. 9 also is very cheap at $10, and a 10 is $30. Up in the number 8 spot, we have the 1991 Upper Deck. Again, 9's $10, and a 10 you can find for about $40. In the 7th spot, we have Score. 9, once again, $10, and a 10, a little bit more now, it is $50. Finally have Topps on this list. They are in the 6th spot. This is the standard Topps release. You'll see it a little bit later that there are going to be a few other Topps cards in here with the same exact design, but they're much more valuable. But for the base Topps card, 9, you're looking at about $20, so almost breaking even if you end up getting a 9 in a sub, whereas a 10 is $60. Before we jump into the top 5, I ask you to please subscribe to the channel. That way you guys can see more top 10 lists, as well as weekly card show vlogs and videos on how to spot fake sports cards. All right, number 5 is going to be from Bowman. 9 is about $15, a little bit less, but the last few 10 seals are about $100. In the 4th spot, we have our first foreign release, and it uses the same exact design from Topps, but it is in Canada, and that is the O-Pee-Chee. Now, O-Pee-Chee and Topps have a pretty interesting history. They started back in 1965. Those weren't the first O-Pee-Chee baseball cards, though. Those were actually in 1937. But O-Pee-Chee has the license, or had the license, I should say, to use the same exact designs as Topps did in the United States. This is a pretty rare card to find. I don't see them that often at card shows. A 9 is $50, whereas a 10 is $500. But we have the Topps Micro. Now, these cards are really, really tough to gem because they were put in a factory set and they move around a little bit in there. 9s you can find relatively cheap at $35. 10s you can get for $550. You can take a look at the comparison to a normal size card versus the Topps on the screen right now. They are very, very small. In the 2 spot, one of the classic cards during the junk wax era is the Topps Tiffany set. Just like the Micro, these were sets only. They couldn't buy them from a pack, but they are a form of scarcity. There's only 750 that have been graded about with PSA, and they're really popular among collectors, especially ones that are looking for high-end cards during the junk wax era. Now, the 9s have been going down quite a bit over the last year. Right now, the last sale was around $300, which kind of seems like a bargain compared to where their prices were. 10 is about the $4,000 range. And in number 1, it should be no surprise if you're familiar with early 1990s cards and Chipper Jones, that is the Desert Shields. Now, these were distributed to soldiers that were participating in the Gulf War, and it is quite rare to find in comparison to some of the other junk wax cards. There's 750 graded, so about the same amount as the Tiffany, but these are significantly more expensive because of how iconic they are. A 9 is about $2,000 and a 10 is $15,000. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to watch another top 10 list of the Braves legend, Hank Aaron.